Hey everyone, welcome to Built by Referrals, where referrals turn into relationships and we teach you how to do it. My name is Blake Salmons. I'm your host, and today I've got a very special guest. This is John Clark, more formally known as your agent, John Clark, from Dayton, Ohio, a good friend of mine and someone who I look up to in the referral space and business. Thanks for joining me today.
Dude, what's going on, Blake? It's great to see you in person. Typically, it's just a matter of trying to throw business back and forth to each other digitally. So it's nice to see your face more and, matches your personality perfectly. So I was looking forward to this.
I've got a face for radio, not for
Same. Been told that
business,
many times.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, listen, today we're going to talk about business, your business specifically. Learn about where you came from, how you started, where you're at now, and teach other agents about referrals and how to generate referrals, how to be a great referral partner. So I would love it if you share some of your tips, secrets, and things that make you special, you unique, and why people would want to reach out to you as a referral partner in Dayton, Ohio. So I guess let's just start with, tell us just kind of a general background of how you get started in real estate, and then continue on to where is your business now? What does it look like today?
Okay. So I was in retail for a lot of my life. So I was the Rolex guy here at the Osterman Jewelers here at the local Dayton Mall for a little bit. And I left that world, the retail world, after being in it for a very long time to go to the corporate world, and ended up working for a company called Shred It and did outside sales for a number of years before leaving the company and then being recruited back to do inside sales. And funny enough, when I did inside sales, I became number one in the world for this multi-billion-dollar organization for 2 years in a row, which was pretty cool. And then I took a position where I thought I was going to continue to be building people up and helping people to exceed their goals and whatnot. And it turned out they wanted me to start chopping the legs out from under a lot of people I've been building up for 2 years. So kind of quit on spot the corporate world and was started in insurance for a very, very short time, and realized that wasn't for me before my little brother brought my attention to the fact that a person I've known for a while and had some crazy interactions with, that's a better podcast question for another time, actually was working and just came to this new brokerage. And so I called him up and told him I was interested in looking into it. Him and his partner had me into the office, walked me around, and then they showed me this big liquor cabinet. And I'm like, dude, I quit drinking a couple of years ago. So that's not going to get me here. I was like, I'm more concerned about the fact, not concerned. I mean, I'm a pretty damn good salesperson. So at least I have been historically my entire life, and no matter what sales job it was. So I knew I could do the job, but I didn't want to go into it myself as a solo agent right off the jump, because even with my skill set and all that, I still was smart enough to know that you need a network and you needed some people behind you. And God forbid, I have a wife and kids. So God forbid my kid's sick or my wife needs me or something off the wall, and I have a client that I want to take care of. My entire business historically has been on exceeding expectation and making sure that when my client needs me, I'm able to accommodate and make something happen. So I didn't want that to change when I came into this industry. And so I joined a team and we happened to be the number one team for this particular brokerage for mega teams for in that particular year. So it was pretty cool. And I was the rookie of the year. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. But then after a while, it's, the team thing it's great when you have a team, because you have, I did 15 people that if I got sick or my wife got sick or I needed to help the kid out or something like that, I could call on them. Right. So that was the whole thing with going that route initially. And then I finally, about 2 years in, I don't know why, to be honest, and it's not because of the team, they were all great people, but I could have left fairly soon after, figured everything out within about 6 months on what I needed to do in order to make it successful for me. Because I was closing deal. I think I closed 17 my first year. So it wasn't like I beat the statistic pretty bad, that was out there for first year agents, which was nice. But I don't know what took me so long to leave and go do it myself, but I had been building up a network up to that point through a couple of Facebook groups that this brokerage is a part of, and my group specifically was a part of. And I started winning deals in every part of Ohio because of the social media thing. I had been making sales memes for 4 or 5 years before I got into real estate. So right when that became a thing, a couple of kids in my shredded office were making fun of an old guy that fell asleep at the computer and made him into a meme. And I died laughing because I'm an old school 80s comic. I was like, oh my God, this was made for me. And so I started doing it, and sales memes were my thing. And then of course, when I got into real estate, it was an easy transition into real estate.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do these things is if you actually been kicked in the teeth and had your butt kicked all day long in the job to know these scenarios. And that's why when they post sometimes and people, they go viral, or people, a lot of people engage, it's because they're like, God, that happened to me too. I couldn't get into my lockbox with the guy breathing down my neck right behind me, and it was really embarrassing. Or yes, I didn't get the clear to close the day before. I don't know, just so many different scenarios you can come up with to make fun of yourself, clients, other agents, but have fun at the end of the day without having to be necessarily disrespectful. But I've used that to kind of catapult the business, the comedy side.
Really using kind of your background in your networking and marketing aspect, and then plugging in the humorous side of things into social media is kind of where you started to grow your business, it sounds like.
That's exactly what happened. And with that exposure, I was able to win deals in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, and I'm not going to those places. We are licensed to do everything in the state, but I'm not going there. So after doing that for a while and winning, and I'm winning deals over like agents in those markets, which is crazy. So it's finally snapped. Let's go ahead and make relationships with some really good agent in each one of these markets. And let's become a team and attack these things together. And then that agent, that's his commission for helping me win in my market. Exactly. And that's her commission, and then vice versa. And so, and then just,
So kind of like the rising tide floats all boats kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I would say you naturally went there, but I'll want to make sure I'm prompting you to this, but obviously people are just going to kind of get to know you through this. So take a moment and very humbly brag on yourself. Like I would like for you to brag on yourself and the amount of deals that you close and things like that. Cause I want people to know where you came, you just said, you closed 17 deals your first year, but like where you are now and where you've been consistently. Cause I want people to know the power of referrals and how it can change your business.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this without sounding like a nutcase bragging on them. So, but no, I'm very proud of what I've done here so far, especially based on all the statistics that everybody likes to throw out all the time. I was lucky enough to, I think it was 16 or 17 properties my first year. And then after that, I think actually the next year was 2020 because I started near the end of 18. So 2020, I think I did 10 deals actually in 2020, but after that shot up to like 39 and then 54 and then 49.
Sure.
But that's the thing is I go not just where I live in a pretty decent area of Dayton now. And there's some really nice houses, in and around me and the cities around me. But I go where people need help. And I'm not saying that to sound cheesy or anything like that. For some reason, gravitate to where I feel like I can help somebody, where somebody else is either not being represented fairly and or I don't know, it's a price point so low, people are like, I don't do that. Like I literally will sell 10,000 or I'll sell $1 million. I don't care. I love the hustle. And so it's helped me sell a lot of properties. And now this last year, though, I sold 31 properties for 9.5 million. My best year totally. And I've sold about 20 properties less than what I did on the year that I sold, more properties than I've ever sold, 54. Sure. So that's nice. Now I'm getting higher price points and things like that, and having to work a little less than what I had to do before. Because literally that's a hustle all day long when I'm doing 50 something properties and I'm running around everywhere and doing more. I do a little bit more than some listing agents do physically. As in, like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm putting money into marketing this joint. It's going to have a badass lawn done,
Yeah.
And before I was, could afford to get that stuff done, I was doing it myself. I have all tools. I'll go out there and, I mean, I'm the most ridiculous looking dude with a damn, lawnmower in the back of my Camry. This was before. Now I got a Jeep, thank the Lord, but now I don't have to do it anymore. But it's a little crazy when you're trying to bring all that stuff to a property and get on the roof and blow off leaves and all that kind of stuff. But what I did was I recorded myself doing it. And then I put it out there and I showed people, not only am I doing the work, I'm hustling, I'm selling. Look,
and you're showing your referral partners why you're a valued partner. Like you're showing them, like, this is why you connect with me, because I carry a leaf blower. Like,
why
this
not?
is why you do that. Yeah.
Why not show that to people too? Because it shows other people I'm not working hard enough, and other clients or other potential clients. Damn, I'll probably get that guy. He looks like he might go a little above and beyond somebody else.
Sure.
So that's where I've been at so far as it relates to the sales side of the business. But one thing I'm also proud of is now I'm getting paid for my social media because of the pages. I've grown my funny real estate. It's literally called Funny Real Estate Humor. And if you go to that on Instagram and or Facebook, I mean, Facebook's like almost 83,000 followers and Instagram's like over 100,000 followers. But I just have fun making memes all day long and sharing them and making people laugh their butts off. And now it's paying me. So, but I also tag every one of my posts with Dayton. So people are subtly getting slapped around that this guy is in Dayton. Oh, and he's a funny meme. I literally made more memes than anyone in the United States for a fact, probably in the world as it relates to real estate for a fact.
I would agree that just knowing you and the style of business that you've built, but it's based around humor, which is who you are, as a person, and you've been infused it into your business. So I love that. So you're naturally answering a lot of these questions that I have for you.
Sorry.
Which, no, you're fine. Yeah. I mean, because to be honest, I think this is going to open up some really organic conversations here in a minute, but like, that is how you stay top of mind and consistent, is those memes, in the humor and touching base with people. Cause I mean, shoot, you probably post a new meme every day on your Facebook and Instagram pages. And, then it allows you to, really connect with your referral partners. But I really want to dive into that aspect, because obviously people are going to learn who you are as a referral partner. But, I would love to shift a little bit of this conversation to teach other agents who, let's say that they're brand new, are studying for their license. Like, how do they start a referral based business? Because you mentioned something to me right before we started this, was you got to knock out a few properties on your own. Right. And like, you've got to sell some houses before you can have the experience of receiving referrals. Right. So I would love to just, put your teacher hat on for a minute and, kind of share why you wanted to build that referral style of business versus all the hustle you have to do to earn those leads. And, maybe dive into having some of that prior experience of making those sales.
Well, if you think about it logically, if anybody that's putting a referral out online looking for an agent in Dayton, Ohio, if they're doing their due diligence and they actually care about the client that they're taking care of versus the commission that'll come in, excuse me, they will do their due diligence and they will look you up and they'll see if you've actually sold properties before. They'll see how long you've been in the business. They'll want to find out if you understand VA loans, if they're sending you somebody here to come to Wright Pat Air Force Base. They want to know that they're handing them off to some, and hell, they could be family
qualified.
Yeah, they could be somebody that they're actually selling their house here and now they're bringing business to you here. They want to know that you're qualified. So you can't just come into this business off the jump and say, wave your hands and people will say, oh yeah, Dayton, Ohio. There's about 3 agents that I fight with every single time there's a referral out. And I'm not literally fight, but I compete with I'll say they'll whoop my butt one time. I'll whoop their butt one time. It goes back and forth. I don't win every deal online. I would like to think I do, but I sure as hell don't. I pay attention to who's out there and what they're doing. And there's a huge difference between my network and a lot of these people. I've noticed that there's a lot of people that are strictly somehow in a group where they've got people just strict, hey, that guy's the best. That guy's the best. And they don't even know who they are, nor is that person saying, that this person's the best. They don't even produce. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. They're just the person that says, hey, I love Blake, which is great. And it's nice to have everybody say that. But it's really nice when a bunch of people who are actually producers say, oh, man, John's the man.
This is who I trust.
A lot stronger. Right. So you've got to come through with the business off the jump. You have to have integrity. And if you have any sort of online presence, I mean, you need to convey that through that as well. And so that's what I think I've done. I think everybody that watches me, I am not for everybody, Blake. I'm sure you can tell by the way I talk, or I'm a little excited. I'm a little energetic. I have a big sweatshirt. This is not for everybody, funny enough. So it's a nice little disclaimer if you see me. But if you see me online, or if you read about me online from people, you'll quickly find out that, first of all, I get up at 4 a.m. and damn near outwork everybody around here anyway. Not that there's people that can kick my butt around here that have been doing it longer. But I'm up at 4 a.m. and I got an 8-hour day, and by the time we go to lunch, okay? Sure. And then I start my second 8-hour day after that. So, and I start everybody off every morning for the last 6 years with motivation. Every morning there's a early risers post every morning. Never missed a day in 6 years. So I start that way, and then I go into people know about my family. Dude, my wife has been too hot for me for 27 years. No joke. I don't even know if I was in the stadium when I outkicked my coverage on this one. And then my kid is freaking awesome. I can't stop talking about him. Like, he's a superstar. So they know I'm a very proud father, a very, I think, loving, hardworking husband who digs his wife. You know what I mean? I'm a family guy. That's all I ever talk about. And then on top of that, I'm an absolute idiot when it comes to comedy. And I love to put out memes and make people giggle. And, I don't just forget about the dumb shit that kicks us in the ass all day long at work. And
obviously I'm scrolling through your page right now, so that way people can kind of see some of this. But you're right. I think this is.
So this one, funny enough. So this is what I did this year, Blake. I decided all the memes that I've done over the years, now I personalize them. Any of the ones that I think my face will fit in, I started to do that this year, and they've absolutely blown up and gone crazy. So having fun with that, making myself look like an idiot in a bunch of memes, but what are you going to do? It's catching their attention. So
this one's great too right here. Look
Definitely not my body. Had to fly that one in.
Had to fly that one in.
It'd be a whole lot cooler if it was. Believe me, I'd walk around naked if I looked like that.
Oh, that's great. But well, that's awesome. Well, I think that's great. So I think if you're sitting on this call and you're wanting to learn how to build a referral-based business, ultimately it's authenticity, like being yourself and putting yourself out there and connecting with more people who are going to be your biggest fan and who want to put eggs in your basket, and you're doing the same, right? Because I think, a lot of times when you're building a referral-based business, it's about kind of like on Amazon. Like when you buy an Amazon product, the first thing you do is go where? The reviews. You go to reviews, right? And you look at the reviews, like the product, right? And you're on Amazon, you're like, all right, I'm going to buy this new Theragun. That was the last thing I bought. I looked at all the reviews and I was like, this is the best one by far, right? So this is the equivalent of doing exactly that. Like you are building a following around yourself of people who are going to suggest you because they know who you are. They know the type of business you're going to build. And that is how the referral-based business is built. So that way it literally just comes to you.
I do have a way, or at least the way I started when I first got into this business and I was still on that team, the big group that I was a part of, because I make all the memes and stuff, I make a lot of content, different types, not just funny stuff. I make really attractive pieces for you to use as backgrounds for Facebook. And I made them specifically for our brokerage. I made a ton of different ones and I posted them on these groups. And I also made a ton of them that were holiday themed. So I did a bunch of backgrounds for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for everything, different holidays throughout the year. Each time they were coming up, St. Patrick's Day, got a bunch of those. And all the stuff that I create, I'll make like 15 to 20 of them, and I post them on this group, and I let them all know, please use them as your own. You don't have to tag me or say John's the best ever. Just use it. And the only thing I'm going to ask is that if you ever know anybody coming to Wright Pat Air Force Base in or Dayton, Ohio at all, give me a shot at the title. Give me a shot at the time. I'm not just a funny dude who's good at content. I'm a badass when it comes to getting them what they want too. And I got a ridiculously good network. I will outwork anybody around this joint. So, but here is something for you first. Just remember me if something comes up in conversation. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. So
that's literally it. And I don't say, give me some, I want, I'm going to take from you. It's if you do that and give, more people want to throw stuff at you, man. It's nuts.
Yeah. I think when you lead with the idea of value first, then people will want to give back, right? So like you give to people and then they want to give back. So I think if you are a brand new agent, like those are some phenomenal things that you can start thinking about is number one, like getting some sales under your belt. You're going to have to do that through a few different ways, right? It might be your sphere of influence. You might be paying for some leads. You might be doing Zillow things, or you might be doing realtor.com things. But ultimately, once you get those under your belt, you can then turn your reviews that you're getting into referral-based business. And then, you can start developing more referral partners who are going to sing your praise, right? So like exactly what John said. So I think that's phenomenal. So I want to shift to talk about two more things before we wrap up here in a few minutes. But if you could talk to, let's say, like a younger version of yourself getting started, not knowing the idea of a referral-based business, maybe when you're back on that team, or someone who's a brand new agent, what advice would you give them right here, right now, on like how to start or what things they should do that we haven't already talked about?
Honestly, man, the only thing that I think you can get away with for in regards to creating an organic referral group that's not one of the ones where you're just like, hey, every time there's a deal in Dayton, let's all tag me. Hey, next time. And then there's a bunch of agents who don't do anything, tagging each other, and then you're just duping the market. You're not helping anybody with it, basically. So I can't tell you how important it is to actually just put in the work to start with. I was very lucky in that
can I interrupt you there for a second, John? Can I interrupt you real fast?
Yeah.
When you say put in the work, I just want to explain that. When you say put in the work, do you mean get to know your referral partners or do your homework on them? Like, what do you mean by put in the work?
Well, if you're a brand new agent, you don't have referral partners yet. So in order to make them, you're going to have to build that up you can be super active on these groups and try to get the business, say, hey, I'd love to help, blah, blah, blah. And if somebody's not doing their due diligence, they might just get you anyway. And then you can start that way as well. But I think you need to try to get as many deals going in your local market as humanly possible. Show that you have some sales. So when they do background checks on you or looking at you or looking your Google reviews up, they can see that you've actually done a little work. Short of that, it's very difficult to form a relationship with somebody, I think, that's going to bring a lot of business to you unless you're a producing agent. So it's not that it's impossible, but the only thing I can tell you is, just like I said this morning, give. And maybe people will start to reach out to you based on that, because people also want to work with people who are, that have that kind of heart, right? And look out for other people. One thing that I did, now here's something that could help you out if in fact you have some sort of a little bit of a following, which some people come over to this business and they're actually doing all right already. What I did in this market, and I started it 8 years ago, and now people actually do it to introduce themselves to me all over the place, is I would pull over, I would see Blake Salmon's sign, right? His listing, he's got a sign for sale, and I'm driving around. Hell, I might be with my wife and kid. I might be going to work. I might be doing, I don't know what, I just could drive by. I see the sign, but I like Blake. I see him online. I think he's a cool cat. I think he's probably a pretty cool dad or a great husband. And those are all things that I dig in people. Like I may not have ever met you. Like I did this for 2 or 3 years before I met half of the agents that I did this with. But I followed everybody that I respected in the market and that I wanted to not necessarily be like, but, aspire to sell like, and to get to a certain point like they are. And so I would show love. And so I would pull over and I'm like in front of their for sale sign, like, and take a shot with their stuff. And I would get online and I posted it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I came to real estate with 30,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is a business network, You almost don't even find real estate agents on LinkedIn period, but they sure shit don't have 30,000 followers. So it's like I used all of that and gave them more exposure, right?
Yeah.
And said, thank you. So there was a few things going on here. One, they saw a new guy saying, man, I really respect him. He's a really cool guy. I think he's a great dad, or she's a great mom, or whatever the brag was I was doing. They were all genuine. They could tell what I was writing was sincere. It was some stuff I saw them doing online or what they did with their teams or something. And so I did that, put them in front of people, and it does a few things for people. Well, this particular one is that's when I straightened up her sign. That post.
That's what I was going to bring up. I've seen you do this a few times. Is like you've stopped when people's signs have fallen over and you've picked them up. And rather than just texting the agent, you're putting it out there, right? So you're putting it out there to the network, right? So in my mind, you're networking through this agent to her network as well versus networking to her, right?
Bonus plan for this one, my friend. This was one of 3 showings that day. This was number 2. Okay. And the girl, the agent was down at the Keller Williams family reunion was getting ready to be in front of my dude, Gary V, who I've been following since 2014, who's going to be at a good place here this year too for us. Anyway, so
shout out Gary V.
It turned out this was the place. I mean, this was the place that my people wanted. And if you saw that post had over 1,000. They had agents from all over, apparently.
From 107 comments and 1.1 views. Yeah.
Yeah,
or interactions.
Those are all likes. Yeah, she did. Yeah. She went on, she was down there and a bunch of people were calling her and her boss saying, hey, did you see John Clark's post about her? Well, it ended up being the house my people wanted to write an offer on. She loves me. She's cool fan anyway. My loan officer knew her. Like, it was just a perfect storm when this all happened. And I just literally this one I just happened to be showing. And so I have to straighten the sign. But a lot of times I just see it jacked over when I'm driving by and I'll stop and do it too, just because I think it's good karma. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
It is good karma.
If you do right by other people and just kind of try to help people as you're going along, man, more good things have happened to me over the last 7.5 years than ever in my entire life. And I've always been a nice guy, but doing these kind of things really has expanded my business, got the name out, and I don't know.
Sure.
Now I'm living the dream as far as I'm concerned.
Love that. Okay. Well, listen, other than real estate karma, I think that's phenomenal. Great line to write down right there. Real estate karma. Other than that, tell us a little bit about you, because obviously everybody's going to have the ability to connect all the links for you, your LinkedIn, your social media, websites, contact information is going to be posted below on how to connect with John, especially if you're looking for an agent in Ohio. What are you looking for now? Like, what type of referrals do you like to connect with the most? Like, what is it that you're looking for? And I don't know, maybe share something super unique as we close out.
Well, I have been calling myself the Ohio real estate concierge for the last 5-6 years, because if I can't help you, so I'm really weird in that if I feel like there's somebody that's a better fit for the client, I will absolutely send them to that agent instead and take one for the team. So I was passed one not too long ago from a Vietnamese client who had a really bad experience with somebody prior to because of the language barrier. I happen to know a Vietnamese guy I just did a deal with who just came to my brokerage, funny enough, prior to this thing going down, and I reached out to him. He was able to help her. They got the house sold really easy, and it was a much better experience for everybody around. So I think genuinely looking out for the best interest of the client is bar none the best thing you can do. Shoot, where was the original? I'm so sorry. I just went totally off.
No, dude, that was so good. I think it goes back to what you said earlier, dude. That's real estate karma right there. Like, helping somebody connect with the right agent to put the client first. Like that describes you to a T right there. Like it doesn't have to be you necessarily, but you're going to help the client and put the relationship first of the referring agent and you, so I think I think that's huge. I think you hit it literally nail on the head. That is the advice that you would give to somebody, and that is something that's really unique about you. So,
Well,
okay.
as it relates, I just remembered, as it relates to the clients that you send me or that anybody would want to send, I'll take anybody, because everybody that needs help is somebody I'm willing to talk to. If I can't help you, like I said, I can pass you to an agent. If it's not my market, I've got an agent in every market in Ohio who exceeds expectation as well. Almost all of them are part of my referral groups. We got Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. I mean, anywhere you need somebody, I can be your one-stop shop, but I will absolutely just peel you off the information of the person that's going to help you the best. And we'll go from there, and I'll get the next one. That's how
Well, I love that. I think that's such a great thing for us to kind of come to a conclusion on. But what I would also just want to have just kind of a off the cuff question on is, when you're adding people to, let's say, your personal referral network, what is some of the criteria that you look for when you're connecting with a trusted referral partner in other parts of the country?
That they do actually sell real estate, right? That they're actively an active agent, a good agent who does produce. They don't have to hit a specific number, but that's pretty important, because everybody's going to ask that eventually when you refer them. Also, they need to be very active on social, because my referral partners, we've made a few agents hit serious goals for their brokerages that they otherwise probably wouldn't have hit by themselves for a couple more years. So they've got to be active on social media, because what happens is, specifically with my group, when we see an opportunity for one of the members, we all jump on it and we all talk about genuinely what we've done with them, and the type of person they are, and or the type of producer that they are. And boy, I tell you what, it sells so much better, right? And gets the and I don't mean selling people on a fake BS. It pushes the fact that this is the person you want
authentic.
for your client to make you look amazing.
Exactly. So how to elevate your business with extensions and referral partners.
I want somebody with integrity, someone that's a great person, someone that looks out for other people, someone that doesn't get pissed when somebody in Orlando wins 1 million deals and somebody in another city that's a little smaller, that's a part of our group, doesn't win as many. That does not mean that the group's not working. When opportunities do hit your little town, you smoke them every time. When these happen, there's just more people in the town. I'm sorry, that's the way it works out. It's still, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And we can't have people that count numbers and stuff like that. That's just not how this can work. Because if anybody want to be salty, I'm in Dayton, Ohio. Man, I got people in LA. I got people in Jersey. I got people in Chicago. Come on. Like, if we want to get down, that could be some stupid stuff that you can go with. So I think having a better attitude about it, and just coming from a place of abundance and helping people, that's the best way to form a genuine referral partner group or referral partnership, and how to excel and help yourself as well as them.
Love that. Awesome. Well, I feel like that's such a great place for us to end on right there. Is obviously, if you're looking to connect with John, you'll have all of his info below. But some of the best things that you said today, man, real estate karma, that was excellent. I feel like that's such a great note right there. So thank you for joining us on the podcast today, John. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you're looking to build referrals and looking to build relationships, you're at the right place right here to learn how to do